Hello again, thank you very much for tuning in. So this week's vlog is going to be a tour of Yorkshire. I'm going to be accompanied very soon by Garry Sugden, who you may already know because of previous videos. Go back and check that one. I'll put a link up here. Gary's just down the road, he's not far away. But while I'm waiting, I'm going to go and shoot a waterfall, which is literally 100 metres from where I'm staying, just down here. Now, I don't think Garry will be interested in photographing this because he sees waterfalls all the time, but in Essex we don't come across them very much, so I find them quite fascinating. So long exposure, tripod, 24 to 200mm lens, just down the road here, and I'll shoot that, and that's going to be my first picture of the day. I'll put it up here somewhere, and the next time you see me, Garry will be with me, I hope. So Gary's just turned up, he's going to film me from over there. Just shot this. I mean, this is one of those scenes that, again, a Yorkshireman wouldn't be interested in, but for me, from Essex, this lovely waterfall. Look at that. I've just done a 2-minute exposure. I've been moaning about the Z7 II actually, because once you get past 30 seconds, the exposure meter then goes off, which is odd. There's Garry. Say hi, Garry. Hi, Garry. Yeah, the exposure meter goes off, so and the histogram doesn't reflect what I'm seeing either when I've finally finished the photograph. So what I've done, I've worked out what it is, how many stops down it was at 30 seconds, and then said it needs 2 more stops, which is going to be 30 twice is 60, 60 twice is 120, and that's how I worked it all out. I've done it manually, but it's a bit odd that it doesn't really meet the meter and just stops. But there we go. Now I've known what to do, and Gary's told me a little workaround for the histogram spirit level thing, which I hadn't realised. So the spirit level I have on the back of the camera when I'm levelling up the pictures, just to make sure everything's level. Then I have to go through the display for the histogram, which is next, whereas I normally like them together. Can't do it on the Nikon Z7 II, but Garry said if you look in the eyepiece, you can have a different screen in there. So he has the histogram in the eyepiece and level on the back, which is a good workaround, so a good thing. So we're going to stop. I've photographed that. Gary's now here, so what we're now going to do is we're going to drive in Gary's car, and he's going to take me around the sites of North Yorkshire to find some places. We're going to stop at, I think, Winskill Stones for sunset, and that works out well. So looking forward to the day. Let's go and do it. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but wow, look at this. And that is absolutely awesome. This is Gorsdale Scar, and Gary's just brought me this. I didn't know this existed. It looks like nothing. The actual footpath, which is on the maps, goes up that waterfall. I mean, there's no way that's going to happen, especially with the water like it is now. But lots of people about. But one of these locations that actually sunrise doesn't make any difference because there'd be no sun in here, and I don't really need sun anyway for this, just some light. So long exposures. Just going to put the Z7 II with the 24 200mm and just play with some of these little shapes in here. I'm getting the exposure of around about 1/4 of a second, which is absolutely fine, and some funny looks from people who are tourists, which I guess I am as well. So, right, shoot this. I'll put it on the screen now for you to have a look at. Well, today's vlog is turning into a bit of a waterfall vlog. I hope you can hear me all right. And the noise is deafening. This is Scalaba Foss. And Foss means waterfall in Old Norse, so the Viking times. And look at it, isn't it amazing? And there's another fall off here, there's loads of little ones here. So a really lovely kind of diamond shaped composition. I mean, it's roaring away from up the top there. And it's really nice today because it's the middle of summer, so the greens are looking wonderful and rich, and there's pools of light hanging around. Can't really take you anywhere other than there, but light's coming in and out as well, so apologies for that. I hope you can see me okay and hear me okay. So the shot really is 14 mil, gone wide open to get as much of this lovely waterfall in as possible. And I've used a polarizer which is dulled down any reflection off the top of those of the rushing water, so it's darkened it all down. You can see through it a little bit, made all the greens a lot richer. And I've also got a 3-stop ND on the front as well, just to slow it down to an exposure of around about 8 seconds at f13. That looks about right. So I'm just going to wait for the clouds to go over the sun, because actually these bits of light, these pools of light, I don't really like very much. I mean, I'll shoot one, and then there we go. So composition landscape. I might also do a vertical, do a portrait one from further into the water. We'll see how we go. Got some artists behind you painting and drawing it. Beautiful place to be. Right, let me shoot this and I'll put this one on the screen for you to have a look at, and then I'll show you where I move to. So I've moved down a little bit further. I didn't like that one actually, it just seemed very lopsided. This one though, this composition to me looks a lot better, because we've got this water that flows out here around this big rock, so it kind of does that. We've got that kind of thing going on, which looks a lot better. 6-second exposure f13 still to really blur that in. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more because I just want to lose the sky at the top of the waterfall. That's just looking on the back of the screen. So again, it's really quick. Do another one. This is an 8-second exposure now. And that looks lovely. I'm going to need to, the bank over here looks very dark in this. Not too dark, the histogram's fine, but I'm going to need to just burn this in a little bit, dodge it in, as I would have done it in a dark room many years ago. But I'm just going to play with its composition just a fraction, slightly further left. So I've got all of the waterfall in. Looks absolutely amazing. What a place. Now got 10 seconds. I've obviously got more of the bank in, which is maybe too much. I might take the filter off the front, redo the polarizer, and we'll go with a slightly slower shutter speed. Let's try that. I quite like, generally, the slower shutter speeds. This is saying 2 seconds now. Let me just check the polarization. So I'm just making sure that any reflections in the front, in fact, let me show you that through the camera. So if we just move the filter, if you look in the water just here, we'll hopefully see where there. See, that makes a slight difference there, and it just makes everything a bit more saturated. So that's what we're going to be shooting. There's interest throughout. This tree's quite nice to hold it, and then this bank needs to be lighter, I think. Right, let's shoot that now. Cool, I'll put that on the screen now and see what you think. Look at this place. Wow, these are the lime kilns it used to be. And there's a guy who speaks in Yorkshire accent out there telling the story, but this is where they used to cook the lime, extract the lime, and then it used to go round here on like a big track to cool down before they could shovel it away. Absolutely amazing. Reminds me of Fountains Abbey. There's a really nice shot here. There is only the one shot here, but looking down here, and it's going to look really nice in black and white. I'm going to do a few photographs of myself standing dramatically, I think. So next week we're going to be at Winskill Stones. We're going to do a sunset, that's today, but I'm not going to put that on the end of this vlog because I think it will just be too long, and basically my wife will moan at me, so we won't do that. So that will be next week's vlog, along with some shots that I've got planned for Wednesday morning. So 3 vlogs from this trip, which I've really enjoyed. It's been really nice to come around Yorkshire with a local, so thanks very much to Garry Sugden, who's been in a few of these bits, and I'll put links to all of his stuff down below. Go and check him out, subscribe and all that to his YouTube channel. So going to explore this a little bit more and going to say goodbye there. Going to say thanks very much for tuning in as ever. If you haven't seen any other of my videos, go and subscribe, go and check out the playlists and all of the lovely YouTube videos that you can watch on landscape photography. We may be running some workshops up here in the very near future, so check out the website. I'll put a link down below for that. Any details about that will come up there first. So until next week, take care, look after yourselves, see you soon, bye.